Welcome to another AMA with Kadena Ecosystem. In this episode, we'll be speaking with the team from Bored Sloth Billionaires. This conversation was recorded on February 10th, 2023, live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of Kadena Ecosystem directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research on the projects presented. Also make sure to follow our account to be alerted of new uploads. Now let's get started. Enjoy. Welcome everybody to another AMA with Kadena Ecosystem. Today we are catching up with Bored Sloth Billionaires. They're a very cool, very unique NFT project that's been building on Kadena. It's been a little bit since we've talked with them, so it's going to be great catching up to see what they've been up to. So why don't we just start with a general introduction about yourself and then kind of a brief description of what Bored Sloths are all about. So take it away.
All right. So basically, Bored Sloth Billionaires is our NFT project that we've been working on for a while now. Actually, we started this project late 2021 with the artwork. All the team members are obviously doing this as in their free time. So it wasn't like something that we work in 8 hours a day and then we push it out in 3 months. So we've been working on the artwork for the last at least 12 months. The graphic designer was doing it by his free time, and then we slowly started to get to the point where all the artwork was ready, and then we pushed out our white paper and the roadmap for it, which is basically that we are going to create a token for ourselves, a slot token, and then if everything goes well, then people are going to be able to stake the NFT and get this slot token as a reward. So that's kind of going to be the backbone of the project. But other than that, we are mostly focusing on actually delivering, I would say, a very good artwork compared to what we've seen on the space. Because what we've seen in the Kadena NFT space is the same as we see on Solana and all the larger platforms, where we get to the point where there's so much NFT projects just flowing in, and everything is just pixel cuts and pixel dogs and pixel pictures that you barely see anything with like really real artwork or something that you see they put a lot of hours in. And basically our story is that we wanted to create our project on the Solana network. That's what was our aim for. But obviously we had the news about Solana. It was stopping multiple times, haltages, the network slowage and everything. And then basically we started to move around and get our head together. What should we do with this situation? And then basically we found Kadena last year. And then we just fall in love with the whole blockchain. We dive deep into it because we wanted to build on something that obviously going to be there for the next couple of years. Because while we would build on something for a year, then let's say, because I strongly believe that Solana will be nothing in 2 or 3 years with most of the proof of stake platforms. So basically we switched to Kadena, but because it's such a new blockchain with a new completely new system and human readable code, which is packed, so we had to start getting used to the new coding language, get a good developer who's kind of comfortable around the language. But obviously for that we needed to first find someone who's willing to learn it, because it's such a new language. And obviously we all know that in Kadena, by the time you are learning something from the website, from the courses, from the very, very few YouTube videos, it's already going to be outdated by the time the video gets to you. So it was quite hard steps. Last November, when we had the last AMA with you guys, we were at the stage where we decided to move with Minted for the minting process, because we felt like we really did not want it to waste time on purely based on just the smart contract, just the NFT space, so we can more focus on the crypto token itself. So we kind of wanted to get this out from our hands and give it to someone who's actually aiming to work on projects like this. So Minted decided to allow us to mint on their platform. And then basically we were talking with them to have like a bit of special minting, nothing really fancy or crazy. All we wanted to do is basically we have we say legendary NFTs, 10 total NFTs that are really unique because they are They are characters from Avengers. For example, we have a Thor NFT, a Thor slot. We have Captain America. We have Spider-Man. We have Iron Man. We have all the different Marvel characters. And we wanted to make sure that we know that this is a randomly generated series. So we know that all our attributes, which is pushing there with a possible rarity setup, and the whole system going to auto-generate the NFTs. But we wanted to make sure that if we're spending so much time on the artwork, then we wanted to make sure that from those, let's say, 3K collection, we 100% gonna see a full set of legendary attribute, a full set of Iron Slot, a full set of Thor Slot, whatever. So we wanted to make sure in this. So we contacted Minted, and basically they said they're going to do it. And after like a week on the planned day, they said they're going to need a little bit more time on it for their developers, which is obviously fine. Just let us know when you guys are ready, because they had all the artwork and everything. And then basically we had no answer for over a month or a month and a half. And then we messaged them. They did not reply. We messaged them again, second time, did not reply again. Sent an email, nothing. So we were at the stage when we were like, okay, so we're not reaching out the minting platform that we choose. How are we moving forward from there? And then basically out from nowhere, Arcade messaged us that they received our application for the Launchpad platform or minting platform way back then before we decided to go with Minted, because we sent our application for them as well. And they were like, deeply apologies that your application got lost some way, but if you're still interested, let us have a little chit chat and talk with the team. So we had that last week. We had a Discord call with the Arcade team. And then basically we're going to have a follow-up chat with them in the upcoming days. And then if everything goes well, basically we are moving over to them, because it seems like that they are responsive and they can execute what we wanted, which wasn't really anything special. But and I'm not blaming Minted for not being Minted for it, because obviously they are busy as well. I'm pretty sure they had a reason for not replying, and as far as I know, other projects had kind of similar issues with it. I'm not. Maybe they weren't ready at the time, because I knew that they were working on something unique. They having their own storing solution, their own servers to store permanently basically images, and how they're creating the whole NFT is going to like change, because their own servers and their own uploading system, which probably wasn't ready at the time, but which we don't understand is why they did not reply to us. So that's where we're at now. We are in between moving platforms currently. So that's what happened since last time.
Well, I'm glad to hear, though, that you're at least pushing forward and have found hopefully a new home that's going to be able to facilitate what you guys want to do. Because, like I said last time, I love the artwork. I think the artwork is absolutely, like you said, it's on a bit of another level compared to a lot of the other artwork on the Kadena ecosystem right now. And it's you guys put a lot of work into this. Like your website, for one, is absolutely every time I go to the website, I'm just blown away by how good it works and how well it's laid out, how everything's just perfectly lined up, and the artwork is just great. So it's just good to see that all this stuff's going to be, still utilized and still used, because it would have been a real shame to just kind of have all this work just go to a loss because of a third party having issues and not being able to provide the service that they originally said they were going to be able to provide to you. So it's good to see, though, that you guys are trying to push forward and things like that. So on the lines of pushing forward, so are you still sticking with all of your same numbers, your same 333,033 mints, all of that kind of stuff? Is all of that stuff still online, or do you have some plans on maybe tweaking a few things, since you have time now to put a little bit more into it?
We definitely do think that we're going to tweak these numbers, because obviously we are in the middle of a bear market. The beginning when we started this, it was still bull market, so obviously our 3K aim was a bit different. So we were talking about this with Arcade. They recommended a little bit less. They recommended like 1,500, maybe up to 2K collection. For the price, we are aiming to be no more than 10 Kadena for each NFT. So we don't want to be like even though our artwork we think is good, obviously it's not the same level. Let's say something 3D generated or 3D artwork, but at the same time we feel like it's good, but we don't want to ask like 50k Kadena or 100 Kadena or what some of the other projects are asking. So we kind of tweaked it back a little bit, the collection number, aiming to be at like 1,500, maybe 2,000. We are aiming to be no more than 10 Kadena because we want to make sure that the collection is rather be small and more cheap, but rather sell out instead of having half the collection to be not minted. So that's we definitely open to suggestions, and that's why we said to Arcade as well that if they have any good suggestion, because they know how the market works, they know how NFTs are selling out, let us know what they think, and we're going to tweak it for that, because we're not here to grab a quick cash and disappear. So we want to make sure that we do everything along the way as it's supposed to be, because if we wanted to be, we could push it out in Solana, but we stayed here. When first the issues came along with Mint It, we had our alpha creator pass, so we could actually mint it out without Mint It itself. So we could do last November and mint out everything. But at the same time, we knew that our legendary NFTs are not going to be represented in the collection the way we wanted to. So we always open for any suggestions, not just with that, but with basically everything.
Now, with this extra time, have you guys decided to possibly add any other traits or make any changes? It'd be kind of cool. I don't know if I don't remember if we talked about last time, if you guys had any traits that were, for example, some people have been adding in like homages to other KDA products. Like, for example, you guys have like hoodies for your sloths and things like that, putting like, logos from other projects on the hoodies, anything like that. Is there anything like that in your sloths collection? If not, since you do seem to have a little bit more time before actually starting your mint, is that maybe a possibility?
It's a possibility for sure. We currently had just like basic Kadena accessories, so like Kadena chains, like chains with the Kadena logo, hats, t-shirts with Kadena logo or Kadena related stuff. And we did have a couple of t-shirts and hoodies of the Minted logo, but obviously if we are going from Minted to Arcade, we're just going to delete those attributes, and we're definitely going to include the given minting platform's own logo. That's for sure, it's 100%. So we're going to have an Arcade if we go with Arcade. And then obviously we are open for any other collaboration. We haven't thought about too deeply about this for now. We just wanted to do Mint It and obviously DocuShield, because DocuShield is the same company. But because we are moving over, we're going to be Arcade, and possibly, like you said, it's possible that we're going to talk with other project if they want to do some partnership, and we can include each other's kind of like logos into some of the attributes. So all of our attributes are basically ready. So like you said, we have some free times. We actually adding always some new stuff. We just recently added a new chain and then also a new extra attribute. So yeah, we are open for these kind of collaboration, but we haven't had any yet.
I was kind of bringing that up for self-serving purposes of trying to get our logo.
no, definitely. That's already settled and done. Like that's already settled and done. We can include you guys definitely if you can send over a good transparent PFG or your logo. We definitely gonna make a good T-shirt for with your logo, guys. Good marketing.
Awesome,
I like that. Good one.
That's why I always bring that up with pretty much all of the projects, just to try to see how many we can get our logo into.
I think that's a good one. I don't think there's another project around the ecospace that has their logo and so much NFT project. So
yeah, I know that we got ours now into like at least 3 or 4 different projects. So it'll be interesting to see when they actually come out, because it's just kind of the amount of it's carrying on the whole community aspects of Kadena, which I've always been blown away by how much projects are willing to help each other, and like it's very much kind of there's a very much large percentage of the community that just wants to help each other, just wants to see all projects on Kadena thrive. and helping each other out, supporting each other, just in little ways like that can really go a long way in not only helping supporting other projects, but when you see a project doing something like that, it shows that they really also care about the community as a whole.
Oh, definitely,
It just
definitely.
kind of it just kind of shows goodwill on all sides and really just benefits everybody. So, being that you guys are going to be one of the better, like I say, the better art, more sophisticated, finer kind of art projects, that it'd be really cool to see some of those things.
Oh,
It'd be really just,
we are still not
go ahead.
like board ape yacht club kind of like, or anything like 3D rendered stuff. So we are still in this kind of like cartoon style, cartoon stylish, kind of NFT. But yes, we spent a lot of time with this for sure.
Now let's talk a little bit about the token. So you're looking at, hopefully the token's not going to come until after the NFTs have been minted. Is that
That's
correct?
correct, sir. Yes, that's correct. Absolutely. We aiming to be somewhere around the 6-10, between 6 and 10 month mark after the minting period is over. But obviously, this is going to heavily depend on our developer. So when he's going to be completely done with the code and be like, okay, we are ready at the time. We tested it on the testnet and everything is fine, and there are no leaks or bugs or anything with the smart contract. And then we're going to push it out. But that's going to be roughly between 6 and 10 months. But I don't want to say anything like it has to be there, because if it's going to take 12 months, it's going to take 12 months. Like we already seen in our journey, since we decided to go with this project, that even if we decide something, then that is going to be exactly on that date. So many factors can come along and can change your plan completely. So, but the aim is to be roughly on that time period. Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to say definite timelines, especially in any kind of crypto ecosystem, because things are changing so rapidly, so often, that you can say, "Oh, I'm going to set a date for this," and then all of a sudden, like you guys originally had your mint date set for Christmas time, and then things just kind of didn't exactly pan out that way. So
Yes.
that's always something that can happen. I've had a little saying in the crypto community of under promise and over deliver. And that's always I found to be the best way to work things. Kind of don't really set exact time frames. Kind of just say, I like to use quarters, because quarters are like 4 months or three months, so it gives you more of a longer period to be able to say, oh, this is going to come out between Q3 and Q4. That way it gives you a good 6 month time frame, that as long as you get it in within those 6 months, you can still say, well, I know I told you it was going to be between Q3 and Q4. So
Exactly.
that way it's a lot easier that way. Now, when it comes to the token itself, can you go maybe into the tokenomics and what the use case of the token is going to be?
Yes, sure, absolutely. So basically, our token, is the whole white paper is available on our website. So the exact percentage where the minting revenue goes, where the token allocation will be, it's already on the website. Basically, from the minting day revenue itself, we are obviously planning to take to decide a larger percentage of the minting day revenue to service the pool. So basically, we can do a healthy large pool, so basically people can swap the coins without any issues. We have a small percentage in charity as well, so we have an organization. Keep in mind that we are going to donate a certain percentage of the minting their revenue, basically, and they're pretty cool projects. I just want to talk a little bit about them. Basically, what they do is trying to help sloths survive in nature, especially in endangered areas where there's like a really lot of accident with sloths, especially on the roads. So what they do, they have kind of like these rope shooting guns that they shoot ropes across busy roads between two trees, and then basically they kind of like allowing path to sloths to travel around the nature, and they saved a very large number of sloths, and they're doing a very good job for the whole animal saving industry, and basically we decided to give them a certain percentage of the minting rate revenue. Regarding the token, we have a very basic structure of how the token allocation will look like. Obviously, our team allocation that we are receiving from the token itself, it's obviously going to be locked for 2 years. We still not decided who we're going to lock this one with. But we wanted to go with KDSwap because they were offering this service that they have. So we want to go with them. But basically, the whole really deep structure of the coin, so what's going to be the total supply, what's going to be the actual numbers are not set yet, but we definitely want to do a coin that does not have 1 trillion total supply, so something like a really short kind of supply from it. So but the whole white paper is on the website, so anyone really interested about it, everything that we know about the token in advance, it's over there.
Now, one of the use cases for your token you're looking at will be staking. Have you been in talks with anything like, I know Stake Factory is slowly working towards their thing. And then another percentage of your tokenomics is also towards a treasury/DAO. So now with something like Swarm Finance coming out, have you guys been in talks with either of those to probably help alleviate some of the work so that they can help provide these services for you?
Going to be honest with you, we not yet decided or messaged any of the neither the staking platform, neither the from the DAO or treasury part, because Kadena is kind of like so new that the staking platforms itself is. We just had our first real actual work in a swap site last year to be ready. So it's so new, the whole chain. We wanted to first make sure that we actually do have most of the smart contracts ready, most of the whole token structure ready, and then it's going to be the moment that we actually look around the ecosystem and be like, okay, so what's the staking platform? How many staking platforms Kadena have? Let's write a message to them and let's get in contact. For now, at the moment, we do not have any particular organization come in mind. But basically, the percentage, the 25%, will go to staking. That's for sure. So we're going to go with that. Which platform will be? That's tomorrow's news, probably, because we don't know it yet.
There's also the options of building these tools yourself, because it's obviously that you guys have some developer experience because you've already created some really cool tools for the Kadena ecosystem. Do you maybe, for some of those people out there listening that haven't heard about these tools, can you maybe explain a little bit about the tools that your team has already developed?
So basically, we do have little tool section in our website, which is the Kadena Tools, and basically there's a balance, a taste checker, a wallet history, and a code viewer. And basically, this is the fork of the original code by Kadena itself. So if you visit balance.chainweb.com, it's a API based fast coin checking, or basically wallet checking service, or something very basic of that. And basically this kind of project is being abandoned by Kadena. Obviously they just created this but haven't even touched it for the last, 3 years. So basically we were kind of taking their original concept, fork it up, and add our extra parts to it. So basically if you visit our NFT website, we have this little tool that you can actually just choose a coin, basically. So that can be Kadena, KDX, KDSwap, KDL, Doku Shields token, which is the DOC, the Arcade, or the Hype. And basically you just choose the coin, you press your wallet, and then it's going to check the total balance of the given coin in your wallet. And also we have transaction checking tool, which is basically just type your transaction there, hit check transaction, and basically it's going to open the chain web site, and basically gonna paste your transaction and then search for it. So it's kind of like that part itself is basically just links. So it's basically all it does is goes to the balance site, takes your transaction, put it there and search for it, and open the page itself, but on our website. So basically yeah, these tools are. This isn't something really heavy development. It's basically just took their code, which is mostly PHP and JavaScript, and basically we kind of like give it a little bit design, give our own stuff in there. But obviously, this is something that you don't see many NFT projects that they doing small tasks like that. But building something like this, or I would rather say forking something from this, is obviously not the same as writing a whole packed smart contract. So, but if somebody then already with the Koala wallet, how different is that?
I think you're under claiming this. It's actually quite a bit of work. Like, even though you were just forking existing codes, making the UI and the UX and everything to go along with it is a lot of work. It does take a lot of work and experience to build these things. And so for those listening that don't know, you can go to the Sloths NFT, so TheSloths NFT.com/KDA-tools, and see what we're talking about. These tools are very cool. Like you said, they are just kind of forks of the code, but you present them in a very excellent way, because one problem we find with the KDA Explorer is just that it's not super user friendly. Like, for example, people are like,
For
well,
sure.
what's my,
Yes.
like, how do I look up my address? Like, it doesn't say the word address anywhere on the Explorer.
Yeah,
Things like
exactly. Even
that
just to
it's,
find the
yeah, it's just,
transaction is painful.
exactly. It's confusing for a lot of people who are coming from other chains and other explorers. So just the fact that you've taken that and made it more user friendly, made it more streamlined for people to use, is a big step and is really helpful to the community. So hopefully more people will be able to use that, because that is one of the things I hear a lot complaining about the Explorer, is just that it's just not, the UI is just not set up to be
Yeah.
super friendly and super
Um.
easy. I will say
Actually,
this though, while I'm looking at your page for the tools, I do see a spelling mistake. It says
that can happen. Sorry.
it says check my blounce instead of check
Oh
my
yes, my
bounce. It says
balance. Yes.
BL. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
just
yeah.
throwing that out there.
Cheers, thank you.
Might
Actually,
want to go into your
if
CMS and
anyone interested in the code itself, so if anyone would wanna kind of have fun with the code itself, it's free to use for anyone. So we created the whole website for it. But if anyone messages us, we are happy to provide the whole code itself. So if anyone want to use the backbone of it, maybe anyone just want to know how the API looks like, a request API to Kadena itself, they can just send us a message, and we're going to send the whole website document in a RAR file, and they can have fun with it if they want to, because that's what we believe in. Sharing is caring.
that's right. That's what crypto is all about. Is about someone, when they make some really cool code or something, that they put it out there so that others can also benefit from that code. It's that's one of the great things about open source and GitHub and all that stuff, is that people can use that information. It's why recreate the wheel, right? There's no sense
Exactly.
in
Yes.
creating something that's already been out there in another iteration. So it's cool to see though that you guys have taking that initiative, because you are an NFT project. So just the fact that you've stepped outside of that realm to make these little tools for people shows your dedication, that you are dedicated to building things for the community. You're about helping the community, and it's not just a self-serving thing. So it's really great to see. Like, a lot of projects just focus on their stuff, make the fewest things that they need for their project, and don't
Yeah.
think outside of the box. So that's really cool to see that you guys have gone those extra steps to build these things.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Now, that being said, have you looked into any thoughts of possibly building things yourself, and maybe stepping outside of using a third-party system for your staking or for the DAO, things like that, and maybe looking to bring in a developer that can maybe help bridge that and build those things for you?
Yes, we had a talk with the team about kind of like what's something that we want to do ourselves, and what's something that we can best out of our hands. minting itself, it was something that we really wanted to make sure that we are not hosting in our own website. We could do it, we could host it in our own website, but obviously that's as the founder of the project, my own take on this is that basically if we can go, because it's such a new blockchain, everything is new and everybody is looking for projects, because it's such a new chain, if we can go with a minting platform, that's already an extra marketing. So that minting platform has their own user base, that minting platform preferably has their own kind of like people who prefer to, let's say, mint something because it's on their side, it's on that website. So it's possible that going to be customers from the actual platform that not supposed to find us, but because we are listed on that given platform and they already knew from a previous project how to mint and it was very, very easy for them and everything, most likely they're gonna choose it again. And another factor, a huge factor, is the marketplace integration itself. So we know how difficult it can be to actually, well, we only knew how difficult it could be on Solana to work with some of the larger marketplaces when they even reply to our initial messages. So we at that time we decided to go with the minting platform onwards, because their integrated marketplace itself means that you are not just having a very stress-free minting itself, but at the same time, once the minting is over, you not really have to wait for their email and you sending the code and everything to make sure that all the NFTs are integrated into the marketplace. But basically, as soon as the minting is over, all the, like, within the next couple of hours, or the NFTs will be, the remaining obviously NFTs will be on the marketplace, and anyone who actually minted one, if let's say minted a couple one and they don't like some of them and they want to sell, they can already list onto the marketplace. So the whole buying and selling of NFTs is much easier if we give this part out of our hands. But definitely for the staking itself, it's manageable. I mean, obviously, if it would take more time, but we could even build a contract ourselves to not use any of the staking platforms. So that's the future, but it's a possibility for sure, especially because we have different kind of projects on the side that we are kind of like already planning ahead. And because of that, we might as well go with our own way, because we're going to work with really good developers along the scene, and we're going to build not just this project, but we have different kind of projects in mind for the Kadena network itself. So it's possible that by the time we are ready with the whole contract for the token, it's possible that we're already going to be communication with some really good developers, and they're going to take care of this. But I cannot promise anything, obviously, in advance.
Yeah, for sure. Having an established marketplace and launchpad, I feel is by far the way to go, just because of the fact that, like you said, like I said before, it's no sense rebuilding the wheel when you already have something that's really great, like Arcade, that offers that service already set up, ready to go, kind of turnkey thing. So definitely, I definitely see your case in point there for going with an established system that way. But then, like you said, going forward and building the staking or building a DAO or something like that, there could be benefits to hosting it yourselves and doing it yourselves versus using third-party systems, just because you'd have more control over it. You'd have the final say, if, for example, like I know that some projects that were minting with Minted are now having issues with the fact that they don't have access to some of their stuff because it's behind the closed third-party door. So, there is the pluses and the minuses on both sides to using, developing your own or using a third party.
Yes.
It's kind of the same lines of with us with Koala Wallet, as opposed to using existing infrastructure for our back end, as opposed to building it and hosting it ourselves. There's always plus and minuses to both. So it's always just a matter of taking those into consideration and finding what's best for you and your community. So
I mean,
it's definitely thinking that way.
I think it's a little bit also depends, obviously, on what kind of project are you building. Because for us, we have our we're going to have our token, we're going to have the staking itself, which is I would say kind of basic for an NFT project. So you could say that we are not just a profile picture based NFT, or I don't know, I heard this term in the space to be profile picture based. So when you don't have any like real use case of the project and you're just focusing on the artwork itself, that's not the case, because we have gonna have our own token and we're gonna have our staking. But at the same time, we are not like a mining NFT project that everything needs to be on our own site and everything needs to be on our own hands, because for the amount of backbone that we having, obviously that part can be on our website, but the minting itself, we feel like it's more better for us if we utilize the pre-existing marketplace structure.
Now, when we're now going back to what I was saying about community, I noticed you guys have like your Discord server, things like that. Do you guys have a whitelist system still in place, anything like that? And how can people, if you do, how can people get involved, earn themselves whitelists, or help out with the community?
My honest take on that is we don't like whitelist. We were kind of like pushed towards whitelist by a couple of people who recommended for us. But my own experience from the space is whitelists are only good to make sure that the first set of people can resell their NFT and make money on the second set of people who are going to buy it, which is something that I don't like. Our goal is to basically have one round of public minting. Everyone can mint who would like to mint, who's there for the quick buck and they want to resell their NFTs, go for it. We don't care about it. But we're not saying these 100 people going to buy the NFT minus 50%, because we know already that those people are not going to resist the tempting to make a quick 50% profit and sell it to a higher price once the marketplace is open. So because of that, we feel like the good way, especially in a bear market, to go with this is just basically have enough collection, have enough white collection so everyone can mint, and everyone can go for it. Maybe we set a little bit of limit. Obviously, let's say everyone can have up to 5 NFTs, but other than that, I don't see why we would do any whitelist kind of stuff.
I like that kind of thought as well. I've never really been too keen on whitelists, things like that. I find, like you said, it just kind of breeds people to flip their NFTs and not really be part of the community. They're just kind of looking for that, buy some cheap NFTs, sit on them for a little bit, and then sell them for a profit. And then that's it. Like, they don't really get involved with the community. They're just there to make a profit. So, that is kind of a good idea. I like the whole idea of just opening it up, saying the mint is open, go. Don't,
exactly.
There's there's nothing else. Just go and mint them. If you want them, you mint them. If you don't mint them. It's not really that hard to figure out.
That's right. Exactly.
No, I've always admired people that take that route, because I feel like that's more what crypto is all about. It's that kind of whitelist and making people jump through hoops and inclusiveness just makes me think about like the Web 2 design of companies, of like angel investors and VCs and all that kind of stuff. It's just all that does is
like insider training, basically.
The small,
Yes.
it benefits the few.
I'm always thinking about whitelist as like an insider training, because the whitelist applicants, half of them going to be the founders, families, friends, buddies, co-workers, whatever. I'm telling you, you can buy this NFT and you can flip it for 50%. You're going to be on our whitelist. From the initial whitelist that usually happens with projects, like 50% of it is just friends and family who's going to flip it the moment the marketplace is open. So I don't see a good reason to go for it that way.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. It can be a hit and miss kind of thing. I feel like some people feel like, I've been in your Discord since you guys opened it, and I deserve to get a cheaper price because of that. And it's like, well, yes and no. Like
actually, about yes and no. Yes, they actually, if they are from the beginning, they deserve something, and because of that, we implemented a little system on our Discord server. So if you go to our Discord server, we have different rows and ranks in the Discord server, and we have kind of like an economy for the whole system. Basically, every single day you go to our Discord server, you comment, you react, you do something on the Discord server, it goes towards your rank and you rank up on the server. Once we go live and we are minted out everything, whoever goes, the first 3 person, whoever going to be on the top list, most commented, most reacted, most being active, they just simply getting a free NFT. We just give them a free NFT, not like discount or anything, no, just getting a free NFT. And then obviously the top one can also receive something like a merch or something exclusive gift. And at the same time, they can log in each day and they can claim their kind of like BSB token, let's say. It's like a Discord token, basically. And they can claim this token every single day. They can also be on the server, use some of our cool features, which is like gambling with your coins that you received each day. So you can actually double your coins and stuff like that. And from the coins itself, later on, you could buy even free NFT or free merch or different kinds of things. So that's our way of saying, okay, be active, come to our Discord server, be active, comment, react, everything. And then we're going to reward you with free NFTs and other stuff. But so we feel like, yes, if someone really be active and everything, then they deserve something. But if somebody just comes to our Discord server and says, good morning and good night every day so they can get whitelisted, that's not going to happen.
Well, that's good to hear, though, that you do have a system like that in place. And Discord is great for that. There's so many cool things that you can do with Discord, with all the cool bots and games and things that you can add to your server. It's just really cool way to just amp up your community and, you know, keep them involved and keep them going and keep them interested in the project. It's really cool to hear that you guys are working like that. And like, you know, the more it all comes down to effort, you know, the more effort someone puts into something, the more they're going to be rewarded for that effort. And that's really anything in life. You know, the more you try harder at your job, the more you try harder with your hobbies, things like that, the more the more input you put, the more output you're going to get back. So, you know, the people really need to, you know, come together, build a community, because that's really what crypto is all about. It's just really about a bunch of communities. Even when it comes down, you know, you got Bitcoin maxis, that's a community, like a community of people who are just Bitcoin is it, that's it, all other crypto is shit. You know, you got that community, then you got, you know, each of these different coins kind of have their own communities, and then you got the projects that have NFTs on top of them, then the NFTs themselves have their own communities. And really, it's just without a community, without those people behind you, you don't really have anything. You know, you're just numbers on a page.
That's right. And what I like, or what we like in Kadena for now is that it's such a new chain, that it's such a new era, a new ecosystem, that basically whoever builds here now, most of them are actually building because they want to build, not because they want a quick grab. Because if you go to Solana, try to find an NFT project that's not just go for a quick grab. Going to be really, really hard to find, because there's 300,000 NFT projects in Solana, and all of them are just going to go for the money and grab the money and try to mint out $1 million minting revenue day and disappear the next day, and rug pull after rug pull after rug pull. But whoever builds on Kadena for now, at this very moment in the bear market, you know, these people are actually here to do something good. Because that's how we look at the things. If we just sell 1,000 NFTs with $10 KDA price on each one and we make 10 grand, then we are happy if we can, let's say, donate $3,000 for a charity organization. We can do our pool so people can swap the future coin that we're going to have, and we have some more for the team expensive. We're not here to grab a quick cash and disappear, because basically what I think is, if you're building a good project and you believe in it and you are here for a long time, then it's actually going to succeed. Because if you look at the very, very early first NFT projects that happened way back 2-3 years ago, so I'm talking about Bored API Club, and I'm talking about way before them, original CryptoPunks, they had just a pixel profile picture of a monkey, basically, and that's how they just been there very early. They've been consistent, they've been posting, they've been there, they executed what they promised, and slowly but steadily they become who they are right now. So what we feel like is, We want to make sure everyone gets a very cool NFT if they want to mint their NFT. And then the future obviously going to decide for everyone, because we feel like Kadena NFT space is going to blow up in the next years. And if we are here, we are built on it, and we make sure that we are settled for that, then it's a golden path for both of us and both for our customers and both for our future NFT holders.
Definitely. That's you summed it up perfectly on how community is really what it's all about. Now, I don't know if anyone listening has any questions. If they want to step up and ask any questions, we're more than welcome to send in a request to speak, and we'll pull you up here and ask any questions. But I know I'm happy to hear that you guys have kept pushing forward, kept your heads down, kept building, and that these little missteps along the way aren't putting you down, aren't stopping you from building this project out. And I'm very excited to see what happens. Like I said, I've always loved the art from the first time I saw the sloths. I was like, these things are really unique. I really liked all of the, if you guys haven't seen them, like I said, go check out their website. You can see a lot of the different sloths just on their website by going through the different pages. Every different page has different sloths. You can get to see a lot of the traits. Even some of the one-of-one Avengers ones are on the pages, so you can definitely go check that out. And also join their Discord. There's more artwork and more sneak peeks even in there. And like he said, be involved. The more involved you are in the server, the more in the future that you may get. You might get a free NFT. There's lots of really cool things that these guys are building. So I want to thank you for coming back and joining us and catching us up on what you guys have been up to. And like I said, hopefully things will turn around. You can work something out with Arcade, which are amazing group of guys. I love talking with them all the time. They really care about the community and pushing these projects forward. So hopefully you guys can work out something really cool, and hopefully really soon we can get these sloths into people's hands. I'm really excited to see that, and hopefully a couple of those sloths will have our logo on their chests or something. I'll get that.
They will.
I'll get that. I'll get that over to you. I'll get that. I'll send you. Yeah, I'll send you a file for sure.
Send us a good transparent PNG of your logo, and choose what clothes you want. You want a hoodie, you want a t-shirt, or you want a good jumper. But thanks for having us. Definitely thanks for the platform and the opportunity to come back for a second time and talk and update about our project. Thank you.
Of course, we love having you guys on, and hopefully, like I said, maybe when things get closer and you guys have settled on some mint dates, set things up, maybe we can help and do another AMA to help promote that. And like I said, get more eyes on the project, get more people interested. So again, thank you for joining us today. Definitely keep in touch. Like I said, I'll send over that artwork for you, and hopefully in the near future, we'll be seeing some bored sloths out there in the wild for people to enjoy.
Brilliant. Thank you again. Thanks everyone to join and who were here and listen to our podcast. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much everyone for coming out and listening. And like I said, give Bored Sloths a follow them on Twitter, go check out their website, join their Discord server, get involved, because these are some really cool NFTs and they're going to be hopefully a really big hit in the community. So thank you very much everyone for coming out, and have yourselves a great day. Take care.
That wraps up another amazing AMA. Thank you for listening. Here at KPN, we strive to bring an open platform for projects being built on Kadena to present themselves to the community. Please ensure to do your own research on each project before investing. Also ensure to follow us on all our social media, from Twitter to subscribing to our weekly newsletter, to ensure to keep up to date on everything KDA related. You can find all the links in the description below. Take care.